Good evening, ladies. How are you all doing? You're here with Sandra for a 5 of 5. So we're down in the beautiful McElhenney's beauty room. So obviously I'm going to be talking beauty again. I know you love it. It's a little something a little bit different, and something about beauty is it doesn't matter what size we are, how we feel, it's always going to make us feel better, and it's going to fit all of us. So a brand, the reason I'm going to talk about this tonight is because I get asked so many questions about it. And I says I'll revisit it and I'll revisit it, and I do keep revisiting it. So apologies for those who purchased everything before, but we have an awful lot of new followers even over the last couple of weeks, and they're all asking about it too. So it's my tan. So the brand that I'm going to talk about is Bellamianta. So Bellamianta, from those of you the followers that don't know, so Bellamianta is a brand created by a Wonder Woman who is actually a friend of mine. She used to work with me years ago, and we just stayed friends ever since, and she's just gone on to be a powerhouse. She is from Northern Ireland, and she literally created this brand herself. She is surrounded, her team or her family. She has got 3 kids. She works tirelessly day and night, and she really, really deserves to have the success that she's getting with us. And I would not be talking about it, only that I wear it, and I just think it is absolutely brilliant because I've tried all the tans. And as I say to you all, I wouldn't, without this tan and this makeup, you'd be looking at a very different Sandra sitting here. So the tan is just my lifeline, to be honest. So let's talk about it. So very quickly, I'm going to just talk about the tan that I wear all the time. So it's the Bellamianta Mousse. I was wearing medium up until recently. Now I've started going into the dark because the weather is better. It goes up to ultra dark, but the dark I'm just even starting to get used to because I still think it's a wee bit dark for me. But it is amazing. It's so easy to put on, and very, very easy. Wears off beautifully as well. And then I wear the tanning mist on my face. So when you're on, you always say, what's that glow? I believe it's the tan. I wear that. I just put that on. That's like a face spray. So it's a facial spray. I just spritz my face with it, and I buff it in with a brush, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And it is brilliant. Now, I'm still wearing the medium and the tan on my face because I haven't been out in the sun yet at all. But even though I cover myself in SPF, you still do. It just helps that you've got a wee bit of a glow underneath. So that is the facial tan. Both these products I could not live without, ladies. Honest to God, I could not live without them. I wear them every day of the year. So let's look at the 5 products that I'm going to talk about today. So first of all, we are going to look at the brushes, because the brushes are the thing that makes the product go on really well. So when you're putting on your mousse, your Bellamianta mousse, you obviously have a mitt. There's a mitt with it. But in order to give it a really, really good finish, I actually use this body tanning brush, right? So I put it on with my mitt. I put it onto my wrists, right? So I get my arms and I sort of be buffing it on with a brush, and I lift my arms up and I'm underneath and the whole shebang, you're doing all that there. But my hands are white, because what I always do is I put a plastic glove under my mitt just in case there's any seepage through. There generally isn't, but it just allows your hands to be, so it doesn't through. So there's a wee tip for you. So then when I take off my glove, obviously this hand is white. So I do my whole body. I then get my brush and I buff around onto the arms like that, around the elbows. So take off any excess. Up around your neck. So using your tanning brush, you're buffing and buffing around your knees, the back of your knees, and around your ankles. And then what I do is I pop a little tiny bit of mousse on the mitt, and I then use the brush and take it off, and then I use my hands. So I just use my hands like this, and then I start buffing with this brush. So it's going in and round. And what you don't get with the brush is you don't get that sort of heavy overload on your knuckles. So you're going in and round, you go into the middle of your fingers right up, even with your nail varnish on, and you're buffing and buffing, and you can see the even glow, the even payoff that's giving you on your hand. You see right away that it's going on really well. So just that little bit excess on your mitt, take it off with your body bronzing brush, and that's where you buff. Then you do the exact same thing for your feet. Don't use as much for your feet because your feet will always go a little bit darker. So again, you just buff that around your feet, around your toes, around your ankles, and this is the one I use. So it's the Luxury Body Tanning Brush. It is $27.99, and it is a lifeline for sort of really buffing in the tan and those areas. And it just, like, I put that on last night, and you can see my hands now after my shower. It is just, there's no marks at all on either of them. I always make the odd wee boo-boo, like just like even there, but that's just, you know, that's just as I said the other day in the video, we're never going to make it absolutely perfect. So, you know, as this brush gets it as perfect as I can get it, I can tell you. So there's $27.99. If you're a tanner, ladies, and you're investing in tan, then please, I highly recommend this. There's a good handle on it as well, and it stands up, so you don't have to lie it down. It stands up on your dresser just like that, because it's a good broad base on it. Now, then the next product I'm going to talk about is your facial tanning brush. So, when I put on my tanning mist, so you're spritzing your tanning mist, you pull your hair back, I cleanse my face, I tone my face, I put on my serum, and then I leave it, right? So I leave it about 10 minutes for it to sink in. Now, sometimes if my skin's feeling a little bit dry, I will actually put a wee bit of moisturiser on. But again, if you're putting any liquid or anything on moisturizing on your face before a tan, you need to leave it, because if you've too much on, your tan will not take. Okay, so leave it as long as you can, and then what you're going to do is you're going to open your spritzer, you're giving it a wee shake, you're going to hold it out, and you're going to close your eyes, and you're just going to spray just like that. Okay, you're spraying the mist all over your face like that, and then your face is going to be wet. Okay, and that's why it's important, if you're blonde hair, pull your hair back, and then what you're going to do then is you're going to use the Luxury Facial Tanning Brush, and then you're going to do the same thing you do with your hands. Now, the reason you're probably thinking, can I not use that? Well, no, you can't, because it's too big. The bristles are far too long in it, so it's not going to give the buff that you need. These bristles are shorter. It's a stubbier wee brush, so you have more control. So what you're doing is you're buffing all down your neck as well, over your ears, and you're just getting all that so your face is sort of dried in. And don't be frightened to bring that right down over your neck as well. So that is the facial tanning brush. So these products, so those two are my go-tos. And these two, okay? Now, you're probably thinking that's a bit, some of you may think, oh, I couldn't be bothered with all that. You don't need to, but, you know, I'm always being asked this question, so I'm telling you how I use it, and I understand if you couldn't be bothered with all that there, you know, that's okay, but it's just for those customers who are really, really interested. And ladies, you know, I have to tell you, I'm very moly. I had, you know, I told you before, I used to be a long haul stewardess, and I'm covered in moles. Like everybody, I've had years of bad burning. You know, skincare has been in my family, so I'm very paranoid about it. So I tend to not really sit in the sun. I'll sit in it, but I'd be covered in SPF. I'm like 50. You're talking 50 now. I would be so scared now to put, and when I'm away on holidays, I always wear a hat, and I've got a good strong 50 on my face. But I wear my tan. I'm always wearing tan, so I always look like I have a colour. Now, another thing, top tip, I know that a lot of you aren't going on holidays, most of us aren't, but if you are, you can wear tan going on holidays. But what's important is that you can wear it by the pool, you can wear it in the heat, but you need to constantly moisturize it, okay? So if you're wearing your SPF over the top of it, and it's not going to use, there's no protection in this self-tanning, there's zero protection. So if you're wearing that, you need SPF. But what I would suggest is just, you know, put on your SPF or your sun cream, and that's enough moisturizing. But when you come home, back in, have your shower, cover yourself in moisturizer. And you can keep layering it in the sun too, because it will fade, so you can take it with you and fade. But the big one is that there's no protection, and you just need to keep it moisturized, or it'll go scaly. All right, when it dries up, it goes very scaly. So let's look at these three products now that I wanted to talk to you about. So we've gone way over 5, but anyway. So Bellamianta, I told you before, they repackaged all their product, and this here's a beautiful bronzing powder. Now, at the weekend, you remember Saturday, I was wearing a wee dress. Well, I actually had this here on my chest and just at the tops of my arms. So it's just a wee bronzing powder. I'll just open it here for you. Sorry. So you can see it there, right? I have a wee sample of it here, so I'm going to show it to you. So it is a beautiful soft shimmer. It's not too much shimmer. I personally love this one because there's not enough. There's a wee bit of shimmer, but there's not a lot. And it's a beautiful product, great for, as I say, across the chest, across here, on the shoulders, down the legs. And what I actually do then is I apply it with this brush. And this is a precision brush. So this is great if you want to go down the sort of the middle of your shins, if you want to go on the shoulder, if you want to give yourself sort of make your collarbone more pronounced. And it just gives you a lovely sun kiss. You can even put a wee bit just on your cheekbones just here as well. And it just gives you a lovely sun kiss glow when you actually have the tan on. The two work beautifully together. But this wee brush is brilliant for precision, okay? Because these other brushes, the surface of them are too big, you're not going to get that precision. The product's going to go further. So this wee one will give you the precision that you need for those areas like that. So this is the one that I love, and it is the bronzing powder, the Shimmering Gold bronzing powder. I have a wee sample of it here, so I'm just going to put a wee bit on with my finger, and I'm just going to show you now that on my hand. Can you see that? So that's giving you a beautiful, look at that, it's just giving you a gorgeous sun-kissed look. There's no solid glitter in it, so it's not going to look too young or too in your face. But if you can just see how that looks, you know, just imagine that just across your chest or just on the tops of your arms or just even just on the front part of your arms down here. It just gives you a beautiful little glow. This product will last you for about 2 years because there's so much in it. So it's a really, really good investment. And then this other one, now this is great for the younger guys because this is really shimmery. So this is the Maura Higgins Summer Glow Bronzer. So it's nearly the same product. I'll just open this for you if I can get it open now. So this is the Maura Higgins. As you know, the Maura Higgins collab with Bellamianta is just... it's been brilliant for them. So if you just look at this one, so you can see this is a much bigger pan. It is just beautiful. Sorry, I was probably need to just angle thing. And you can see there's two different tones. There's a little bit more shimmer in this one for you. The young ones are crazy about it. So if you have any younger girls who are into their makeup and birthdays coming up or finishing exams, this is the product for them. So a really big pan, so you can see they're getting really good. They'll get a lot of product out of that. So they are some of the things with Bellamianta that I use. I dedicate myself to Bellamianta now because I've fallen in love so much with the Tannin Mousse that I use all the products and they actually just all work really, really well together. And the reason I love it too is because the product lasts actually really quite long. And the mousse, when you pump the mousse, some of those mousses come out and they're really murky and thick, and that this comes out, it's really fresh. The foam is really fresh. So you just know that it's just a really high-end product. I absolutely adore it. I can't, and I know a lot of you ask about it. So, and the things that you do need to remember when you're putting on your tan, ladies, is about your skin needs to be ready for it or it's going to go patchy. So always exfoliate your skin. Make sure when you're in the shower, you're exfoliating, really get your loofah or whatever. Give your body a good brush, you know, in the shower. Even sometimes another good tip is when you come out of the shower, leave your skin wet, stand in towel and give yourself a good buffing as well. Even if you have exfoliating beads, I use the glycolic scrub. I think I've talked about that before with them, and that's really good for giving your body a really good sort of invigorating scrub and just removes all the dead skin cells. So what happens then is when you put your tan on, it just glides on. So your skin needs to be exfoliated. You do not shave the day or wax the day that you put on your tan, and you moisturize your skin, but don't moisturize for a couple hours before you put on your tan. But your skin does need to be, or what will happen is you put on the tan, it'll catch on those dry skin areas. So it'll just, like if you had a cut there, it would just home in. So it's the same thing with dry skin. So there are some top tips from me for tan. Now, ladies, I can tell you, I am no expert. I only know what I know because I do it myself. But as I say, you know, the reason Bellamianta, I just love that this is a young Irish woman, mummy, that is flying the flag for tan in Ireland. It has taken off. It is really popular in England as well. And I suppose too, collabing with the likes of Maura Higgins just sort of takes it to a new level. These are a really dedicated, hardworking family, and they deserve, as I say, they deserve all the credit and the success that they get. She's a true lady, and just such good fun, and a real family woman, and I just love to see the success on her journey. But I wouldn't be standing here to say it unless I believed in it, and I do, and I know you all love it too. So that is enough for me on the tan in front. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments underneath. It'll come up under McElhenny's, but it's actually me replying. I think a lot of you know that now. I try and do it just twice a week because you don't want to be too tan. You don't want to be overloaded with product. It's not good for you neither. So I try and let it wear off, scrub, repeat. Wash, scrub, tan, scrub, repeat. That's my life really at the minute. So listen, that is all for me. I want to say, I know it's belated, but I have a very good customer who's been coming here for years. She's a really good customer. She's really supported us during lockdown. Her name is Carmel. I'm not going to give too much away, but it was her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, special lady. And I cannot wait to see you back in store. And I know you're dying to get back in. So listen, that's from me. You have a wonderful evening. We've got some amazing things happening at the end of the week. As you know, we're so excited. I've been told I can't speak a word, so the excitement gets in me, and I'm like a child, I have to tell, but I'm not going to tell you now for a day or two, so stay tuned. That's all very exciting. So that's it. Have a wonderful evening. I hope that my wee outfit, just to let you know, my little blouse, she's always loved the blouse, so this is by Second Female, and the little trouser by Second Female as well. So I know you'll probably love this blouse because of the colour. So I always be mindful of something that I know that you'll like when I'm doing this. So you've always seen, maybe it's the light in here just makes it look better. But that is all from me. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and I hope that you know, that these are all running around now, and we're staying safe by putting on all this artificial tan and staying safe and staying enjoying the sun just to rest and relax, but not for damaging our skin. And listen, keep your head up, and I will see you for more tomorrow.